Hello again, and welcome to day 2 of week 40. I said we were going to start for the day 2 readings with the reading of one of the epistles of St. Ignatius, but we're actually still finishing the Didache. So this is the last reading from the Didache today. Now, this final portion, this final passage from the Didache, we're still in the second half of the Didache, which gives general instructions for the life of the Church. So this last bit speaks of the last days and warns the faithful that there will be many troubles in the future, that it will be a time of testing, but that at the end the Lord will return. This tells us then what the early Church expected to happen to the world and to them, what they were preparing for. It tells us too what we should expect and how we should prepare. So it says, "For in the last days the false prophets and corrupters will abound, and the sheep will be turned into wolves, and love will be turned into hate. For as lawlessness increases, they will hate and persecute and betray one another. And then the deceiver of the world will appear as a son of God, and will perform signs and wonders, and the earth will be delivered into his hands, and he will commit abominations the likes of which have never happened before. Then all humankind will come to the fiery test, and many will fall away and perish, but those who endure in their faith will be saved by the accursed one himself. And then there will appear the signs of the truth, first the sign of an opening in heaven, then the sign of the sound of a trumpet, and third the resurrection of the dead. But not of all, rather, as it has been said, the Lord will come, and all his saints with him. Then the world will see the Lord coming upon the clouds of heaven." Now, there are a few things, there's a lot more than a few things that we could say about this. The Church has always looked to the end. We always understand that there will be an end to the rule of this world as we see it. That all authorities, that all dominions, that all powers will in the end be abolished, and that the Lord will return to bring judgment, yes, but also to bring the final reconciliation between God and man, which he has accomplished and won already in himself, in his death and resurrection, but that will be made clear and revealed to all. So the first thing we need to look at, maybe the easiest thing for us to misunderstand, is there in the second paragraph when it says, "Those who endure in their faith will be saved by the accursed one himself." We can easily see this and say, okay, well, how is the accursed one? We might think that the accursed one is the same as the deceiver that's talked about, but this is not the case. The accursed one is Jesus Christ himself, because he was counted as cursed by everyone in this world. And even now, he is counted as cursed. He is humble, he is meek, he does not wield power, as we see him in the New Testament. He submitted to death and to torture and to humiliation. And even as it says in the New Testament, "Cursed is everyone who hangs on a tree," in the New Testament quoting the Old Testament. So in being crucified, he was accursed for our sake. But those who endure in their faith, those who suffer and remain faithful, those who take up their cross and follow Christ, will be saved by the one that the world curses. So this is the first and most important thing. Those who are saved will be those who endure, who are faithful, who hold fast to Christ, and he will save them. He will save all of us. Then for the rest of it, it's not too difficult. We understand that the world is in a state of war and has been from the time of the fall. And the Lord in his coming, in his death and his resurrection, he has trampled down death, he has abolished the power of the enemy, and yet the enemy continues to fight, although in vain. And that enemy is precisely an alliance between rebellious human beings and rebellious angels, demons. When we talk then about lawlessness increasing and the deceiver of the world appearing as a son of God, this is talking specifically about those who give themselves over to serve and to fight against God with the demons. They are given power, they are given authority, they are given what looks like wisdom, and all the world goes after them. This has been the way of things for thousands of years, and so it is today. It's not hard to look and find those in this world who are filling this role, who are giving themselves over to power, to the domination of others, to fear and to hatred and to anger. This is the nature of the broken creation. And we see too how hard it is for Christian people to remain faithful, to walk this path of righteousness and holiness and love and forgiveness at the same time. But this is what we are called to. We see in these days, as we have seen in the church from the beginning, we see the church divided between the faithful and those who seem to be wolves, although they are sheep within the church. Although they're in the church, they should be sheep, but they act like wolves, either gossiping or bringing dissension or anger. This is as it has always been. So I want to be clear. I'm not saying that we can see from this that today we're in the last days and we should expect Jesus to come back any time and all of this. Again, we could say this at any time through human history. What we can do is discern, is notice, is look and see that the battle lines are drawn. And if we want to be on the side of the Lord, we need to endure. We need to be faithful. And we need to put our trust in the fact that even if we seem to lose, even if we suffer, even if we die, although most of us are not under that threat right now, the Lord will triumph. He will come and make all things right. This is the hope of the church. As a church, we understand we are fighting a war that we will appear to lose time and again, but the victory belongs to the Lord. So our job is to be faithful, to stand firm and stand fast in patience, in love, in faithfulness, looking always beyond the things of this world, what it tempts us with, what it calls us to embrace instead of the Lord. We are called to be faithful to Him. So, this is the life of the church. From the time that the apostles gave this their last teaching to their successors in the small churches around the Mediterranean, from that time through the time of Constantine the Great, through the heights of the glory of Byzantium, through the Turcocratia, even into the present day. The message of the church, the understanding of what we do, does not change. We hold fast to the word that is given to us. We hold fast to the Lord, and we endure in love, in forgiveness, in hope, and always trusting that the Lord will be faithful and bring us to the end and restore all things. So, that's it for today, for day 2. I'll see you all on day 3. God bless you all. Christos Anesti.